Good morning students, myself Rajesh Dikruz. Welcome to the e-learning classes provided by St. Michael's Academy, Betia. Children, today we will have Standard 7 History, Chapter 3, the Delhi Sultanate, and we will talk about Delhi Sultanate between 1192 to 1526. In the beginning, Muhammad of Ghor, who was from a Ghor empire, present-day central Afghanistan, defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in 1192 and established his empire in India. After ruling some time, he had to leave India to protect the western boundaries of his empire. Because of that, he left the dynasty in the hands of Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak was a regional general of northern India. After Muhammad Ghoris died, Qutbuddin Aibak proclaimed himself as empire of the subcontinent. The dynasty set up by Aibak was followed by other dynasty of Turko-Afghan descent till 1526. So during this period, whoever the ruler came and ruled over the subcontinent, they came to be known Delhi Sultanate. So let us talk about today Qutbuddin Aibak. Qutbuddin Aibak ruled between 1206 to 1210. He was known as slave. Qutbuddin Aibak was a Turkish slave who had played an important role in the Ghoris expansion plans in India. Aibak founded the slave dynasty. His successors were called Mamluks, which means slave or son of a slave. He suppressed several internal revolts besides checking external invaders like the Mongols from the northwest. He started the construction of the Qutub Minar in the Delhi and built several mosques in Delhi and Agra. While playing Chaugan, he fell from his horseback and died. So children, talking about Qutbuddin Aibak, he was a slave and he came to be slave because he was Turkish slave, and he played very important role during the period of Ghoris expansions. The successors of the Qutbuddin Aibak also came to be known slave or the son of a slave. He suppressed and he fought many revolts, internal and external, and he suppressed all of them, especially talking the Mongols from the northwest. And after that, he started the construction of Qutub Minar, although he was not able to complete it, but the Qutub Minar was started by Qutbuddin Aibak. And beyond that, he made so many mosques in Delhi as well as in Agra. Now, second, Iltutmish from 1210 to 1236. Aibak was succeeded by his most favorite slave and son-in-law, Iltutmish. The Caliph of Baghdad conferred upon him the title of Sultan. He can be called the true architect of the Delhi Sultanate in India. Iltutmish undertook the following measures to strengthen his empire. After Qutbuddin Aibak, the successor of the kingdom was Iltutmish, who was son-in-law of Qutbuddin Aibak. He was a caliph of Baghdad and he conferred upon him his title, Sultanate. He was a true architecture. During his period, he also did so many things in the empire. So, some of the measures taken by him we will see as follows. He consolidated the empire by organizing the nobility into a select, a group of 40, called Chalisa or Chahalgani. First talking, he organized a group of people who were nobility, and these people came to be known Chalisa or Chahalgani. They helped the Iltutmish to rule over the kingdom. Second, he organized the army in a proper divisions. Third, he divided the Sultanate into small and large tracts called iktas, which were given to the nobles and officers instead of cash in salaries for their services. So, iktas talking, Iltutmish divided the kingdom, the region into small parts, and those small parts were called iktas. And these iktas were given to the nobles for the service. Whatever they collected the taxes, revenue, it was their salary. Fourth, he strengthened the northwestern frontier to protect the empire from Mongols' attack. Earlier we have talked Qutbuddin Aibak suppressed so many revolts, external and internal. External attack was from the Mughal Empire. So Iltutmish strengthened the northern western frontier to protect his empire from the Mongols. Fifth, he attempted to suppress the internal revolts in Punjab, Sindh, Bengal and Bihar. And the last, he introduced silver coins called tankas and copper coins called jitals. So, these were the measures taken by Iltutmish. The last measures he did that he introduced a coin that was called tanka and also copper coins that was called jitals. Okay children, so I will stop here today. Again we will have a next video for the next topics. Whatever I have explained and told you, please write 10 objectives from these taught paragraphs with their answers so that it will help you in your exams. So you have to write 10 objectives. Thank you. If you like my videos, please like it and share it and subscribe it. Thank you. Bye.